Last night we entered the boxing ring for The Masked Singer Season 12 as it was sports night. We met Group B for the first time, which had Goo, Wasp, Bluebell, Dust Bunny and Chess Piece all performed, and one singer was eliminated by the end. We've got a lot to talk about for this week's recap review of The Masked Singer Season 12 this week. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into this week's recap of The Masked Singer Season 12. So yes, it was sports night last night for The Masked Singer Season 12. I absolutely loved last night. And also, we got to see Group B was actually so refreshing after seeing 3 weeks of Group A. And now Buffalo's now in the quarterfinals. We've now got a second batch of singers this week, which is always so exciting to see. But yeah, so we had sports night this week. We had Joel McHale and Nikki Glazer, who was the Snowstorm in season 8, throughout this episode commentating, which I thought was awesome. And we had the opening performance with Rita and Robin singing "Rocking Like a Hurricane" by the Scorpions, if that's the title. And it was actually a really awesome opening. The way I thought, I honestly thought it was going to be like a boxing match. I thought they were going to have it like so. The songs we playing and both Robin and Rita were going to have like a boxing match. They're going to have, and then but no, they did a bit of singing and at the end Rita knocked Robin out, meaning which I thought was quite funny. And yeah, it was an awesome duet to see as both Robin and Rita have got fantastic singing voices, and to see them do a duet together this season was this episode actually was awesome to see. So yeah, that's really it. And also Hell's Kitchen is back on tonight. Episode 4 already is crazy to think. I'm not too sure who I think is going to be going home this week because I want to say maybe something that I want to think maybe Michael from the blue team, but I could see someone on the red team kind of going home. I'm not too sure. My apologies for that. My phone dinged. Anyways, I think we should just get straight into the recap for this week because we've got quite a bit to talk about. So let's start off with the Wasp, who kicked off the night with "Rock Your Body" by Justin Timberlake. I thought he absolutely killed this performance. It was fabulous, by the way. And I have to say, I think the Buffalo's got some competition now because here comes Wasp, doing some dancing. He was singing. The song was perfect. He did choreography. He had the moves, the swag. Honestly, I absolutely loved this performance last night. I think it was definitely the best performance of the night, one of the best performances of the night. And I'm really looking forward to see him next week. I thought it was a fantastic first performance. And as you know, I've written all the clues down. You can't see them, but I've got them on a Word document though. So that's what I'm just reading off there. So Wasp. My guess for the Wasp, it was a guess. I was originally thinking, something like on the lines of like a Ray J type of a vibe, in the very 3-second trailer, but with all the clues linking up, and by the way, the ambassador is Neo, who was the cow in season 10. With all the clues, the dance moves, and the voice in general, all this links up to the one and only Mario. Now, if you don't, and I have to say, Mario has been guessed so many times for in previous seasons, and the fact we've now have him on this season is so awesome to see. So yeah, I'm confident this is Mario, and I've got the clues here, which I will tell you. So as we know, Neo is the ambassador for Wasp. He mentioned that he knew Wasp since he was fresh from the scene. And by the way, Neo actually mentioned this, which I'll get to in a minute. But he actually wrote Mario's hit song "Let You Love Me," and Neo actually mentioned that when he was unmasked as the Badger in the UK version. He mentioned that he started his career as a songwriter, and he did that. He did "Take a Bow" by Rihanna, which he also wrote, and he sung that song as well in the final back in season 10 last year, which I thought was fantastic. The Wasp mentioned that his career turned into a hive of activity, including the biggest screens and stages in the world, where Mario has appeared in films in the film Step Up and Freedom Writers, and he has starred as Benny in Rent Live. He also mentioned he grew up in a tough neighborhood, and he grew up in Baltimore. There was also a Mars connection, which Jenny thought, oh, maybe it could be Bruno Mars. Well, firstly, Bruno Mars is never going to do the show because he's too famous. But I think, but that reference there, I think is a reference to Mario having an EP called Closer to Mars, and we had the shoes, for the visual clue, which were a pair of basketball shoes, Fresh Kicks, um, and he has a song called Nike's Fresh Out the Box. So with that in mind, I'm very confident this is Mario. And to be honest with you, I feel like he's actually got. I didn't think anyone was going to be able to beat Buffaloes, especially the fact it's Boys to Men. But now here comes Wasp, and delivering the whole performance, of everything. It looks like I'm going to be a betting man here, and I'm going to say I think the final is going to be him versus the Buffaloes. I'm calling that now, and especially because I made a video ages ago, where apparently the finale had similarities to season 8. Now, my theory is, back in season 8, it was a female finale with the Lambs versus the Harp, and I think for series this season, I think it will be the Wasp versus the Buffaloes. But I think, I mean, to see that final happen, to see that them two acts go together, I think it would be a fabulous final. So yeah, I'm very confident this is Mario. Then we have the chess piece, who performed "Believe" by Cher, which is a very beautiful song. I actually loved the rendition of the version she did. Now, I feel like I personally wasn't blown away by her vocals, but I think they were definitely decent, and it had the emotion in there, which I think I could definitely feel. But yes, yeah, it was a fine performance. It was fine. But I loved the version of that song, as it reminded me of when Danny Jones did that with Natalie Appleton as a duet in the Masked Singer UK this year, and it was just flipping fantastic. It really was. But yeah, my guess for the chess piece. Now, I'm not 100% confident on this. As by the way, out of the remaining four, three of them I'm super confident on, but this one I'm not fully confident on, if that makes sense. But I have been able to connect the couple of clues together. I can't connect the Nikki Glaser guess because that's her ambassador. Um, but my guess, you could say, for now, and this could change next week, but I have a guess, and that is Laverne Cox. Now, if you don't know who she is, she's an actress and a model, and so the clues I've got for her. Being fashion forward. Well, as I mentioned, she is a model. The leading role that changed in my game. Orange is the New Black was a massive game changer for her. And the red carpet, again, is another reference to modelling, I guess. Well, the catwalk, I guess. But, I mean, those were the main clues I could connect to her. But I'm not, I'm not fully confident on my guess here. I'm really not. As I have been seeing people from RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't think it's RuPaul. I mean, I've actually seen people say Billy Porter, which isn't a bad guess. But this is actually the one I'm very kind of stuck on. So, if you guys can help me in the comments below, I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, but I'm kind of clueless on. When I say clueless, I'm not 100% confident on chess piece at the moment. Then we had the Bluebell, and she performed. If I can find it, where is it? I need to go back sometimes for this, for this, because I keep forgetting some of the sometimes forget the songs what they sing. Sometimes it can be embarrassing. So she sang "We Belong" by Pat Benata, which is another great tune. I thought she did a very good job on it. And um so yeah, and all I can say is as soon as she started singing, I knew immediately that voice. Okay. I think that the Bluebell is none other than Natalie Imbruglia, aka the Panda from the Masked Singer UK Series 3, who won back in 2022. Like the moment she opened her mouth, I've got so many clues to connect as well, but I've listened to her voice so many times, and I recognised her voice literally like that. So anyways, the clues I have for her so Kelly Osbourne was her ambassador. So the Kelly Osbourne connection I was able to connect because Kelly actually insulted Natalie publicly back in the early 2000s, but later apologized. Um, so there was apparently links to Lenny Kravitz and Prince Harry. Natalie was married to Daniel Johns from Silverchair, which was an Australian band because she's half Australian, half British. Um, there was a guitar with a phoenix, like a little sticker, I guess, with a phoenix on the bottom. And she recently had an album out called Firebird, which basically is another name for a phoenix, I guess. I mean, yeah, Firebird, Phoenix, a phoenix is made out of fire. You know what I mean? The ripped jeans was back in the 2000s. Um, was basically her look back in the day, and the car as well as the cargo pants and the crop tops, and as well. Also, I forgot to mention, there was a little like preview clip yesterday, and it had Bluebell, and it had like a Ted like back. The background was kind of torn a bit. She had she has her hit song called "Torn." Like, by the way, if you've not heard that song before, you're living under a rock because the amount of times I've heard that song, it's such a brilliant song. Yeah. So that could be more the most obvious clue, and also the ripped jeans, they were torn. Her hit song called "Torn." I'm like, ugh. And to be honest with you, I'm honestly really happy that she's doing the US because I mean I liked her on the UK version, but I don't think she should have won in my opinion because I felt Robot Bunny should have won that year. I feel like. But I will say it doesn't take away from me because I think she's an absolutely fantastic singer, and the fact she's on the show in the US is so cool. But she also mentioned finding her true love. Well, she is actually a mother. She has her own son, and she has spoken movingly about the joys of motherhood. So that's my connection here to Bluebell. So yeah, I'm very confident that this is Natalie Imbruglia. Then we have the Dust Bunny, who was eliminated, he did "Sweet Caroline" by Neil Diamond, a football classic. Every time you hear, it's very mostly played at the football. You know, I'm surprised the Americans actually know it. I'm not gonna lie. But so he was unmasked this tonight, not tonight. Last night actually, and it was with and I got this right as well. I got him correct. So yeah, as I mentioned, I got Dust Bunny correct. I knew, I started connecting the clues, and again when he started singing, I knew who it was, and it was revealed to be Andy Richter from the Conan O'Brien show, and there's some so. We'll go with some clues. So I'll go through one of the obvious ones where he mentioned that the popcorn, there was a bit of popcorn in the clue package, and him and Conan would used to do movie reviews, um, and some more clues. So there was actually some clues as you can see on the picture. There was like a toy car. There was like a ice dancing costume material. There was a lollipop, an air refreshener, And Popcorn, like I mentioned, he's done movie reviews with Coden. So the toy car and the air freshener is for when he was on in an episode called American Auto, and he played Gregory in Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. The glittering ice dancing costume is because Andy was in the film Blades of Glory, and in the show The Penguins of Madagascar, there is an episode called, and this is actually another connection I've managed to find out, Popcorn Panic, where he voices the character Mort. I'm not too sure about the lollipop, to be honest with you. But um, but yeah, the popcorn I reference I remembered was is because him and Conan O'Brien would sometimes do movie reviews on the show, and I've yet to check them out actually. I'll be honest with you, so I will definitely check that out later. Because it seems like a lot of fun. But honestly, I'm so happy Andy Richter did the show because I remember I guessed him quite a bit to be the hamster in back in season 6. I was like I was kind of on before the Rob Schneider train. I was kind of on the Andy Richter kind of like train, but yeah, it was Andy Richter, and so yeah, it was awesome. So good on you, Andy. Thank you for doing the show. Then we have the final performance of the night, and I think definitely one of the best performances along with Wasp, but that was Goo who performed "Lose Control" by Teddy Swims, and oh my god, his voice. I can't comprehend how good this performance was. The vocal runs this guy was doing was just insane. The soul that came out of his voice, it was so unexpected, but it was just absolutely tremendous. And even Rita said it was one of the best performances she's ever seen on the Masked Singer on the show ever. And to be honest with you, that's a big thing to say, especially. He was just absolutely stellar. It was just fabulous. And I want to say this now. If they don't use the bell for Group B, I'm gonna be livid because for me, Wasp and Goo both deserve to be in the quarterfinals. So I think it's probably if I'm gonna be a prediction now, I'm thinking maybe I think Wasp will win Group A, and I think Wasp will win Group B, and I think the Goo will get the belt. But I could see it the other way around. I don't think yeah. But anyways, my guess for the Goo. I remember when I first listened to the performance, I was kind of getting like I was between two people, and that was Johnny Gill from New Edition and CeeLo Green, who was the monster in the UK, and because of the Green CeeLo Green, that's his name. But I actually think it's someone from the NFL, and this particular NFL player I'm talking about has got a hidden talent for singing, and my guess for the Goo is Kobe Turner from the LA Rams. And so again, let's go through some of the clues. So his connection, Keenan Allen. Well, Keenan Allen is in the LA Chargers, and Kobe's in the LA Rams. That was kind of the best connection I could think of. He mentioned that he wanted to tackle everything in his way. Well, he's done a lot of tackling on the field. First as a star in a high school, and then at both the University of Richmond and Wake Forest University, and finally in the NFL. He's basically a very sporty person. And also being a music nerd. That could be a reference to him being in 3 a cappella groups in high school where he had the nickname called the Conductor. So these are some of the clues I was able to connect for Goo. And I have to say, the fact this is an NFL player still flipping blows my mind because I'm telling you, the sports people the athletes, the sports people that we get on this show that have such an amazing singing talent is just absolutely crazy. Like, I mean, I remember the first time when Victor Oladipo did the Masked Singer back in season 2 as Thingamajig, and my god, that performance of Rainbow is still one of my favorite ever performances on this show. Like, ever. It just gives me goosebumps every single time I listen to the performance. And I mean, like Jordan Mailata from season 7 as Thingamabob. The fact I'm still kind of agitated he didn't get to the final over Firefly in my eyes. We had Barry Zito, pitcher as Rhino in the US, back in season 3. Jellyfish as well, Chloe Kim, and she mentioned that she had never sung before, but still, her voice was just gorgeous, man. Her voice. I remember that. Still, that Patsy Cline performance compared to her first performance of the Fergie number, it just gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. It was just that I've like. We've had so many amazing athletes on the show. We've had Victor Oladipo, Barry Zito, Chloe Kim. We've had Jordan Mailata. We've had Keenan Allen. Now we've got potentially Kobe Turner. Jesus Christ! I'm telling you, the NFL, man, it can literally get out so many talented singers. It's just phenomenal, man. It really is. So that's going to be it for this week's recap and review of Sports Night for The Masked Singer Season 12. Let me know your thoughts below. Did you enjoy this episode? Just, let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Next week's Barbie Night, as they're celebrating the anniversary of Barbie, and I'm not a big fan of Barbie, to be fair, but oh well. I'm here for it. We're meeting Group B again. I think out of the 4 remaining, I think Chess Piece is the one I think is most likely going to go home, as I can't see the others going at all. But, you let me know your thoughts below. Do you think Chess Piece is going home next week? Let me know. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe with post notifications turned on. I really appreciate that. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.